Well, the United States of America, folks, before the Constitution came along, you were all property. You belonged to the local warlord or the king or the queen or whoever had the most gunpowder in your valley. And if they said you were gone, you were gone. There was nobody to intercede on your behalf. But our founding fathers, in a moment of exquisite genius at the point of human condition, acknowledged that each of us are sovereign and possessed of inalienable rights. The life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That's the first time that the human race was acknowledged and individual rights were given and sovereignty imposed upon the people, the individual. And then they constructed a legal document called the Constitution, which was meant to preserve those rights. But that Constitution and the Bill of Rights are under extreme peril right now because of the extraordinary influence on our political parties of the special interest money, much of it that flows from out of this country into our country, setting policy, economic and civil policy on us by people who've never said the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America or to the republic for which it stands. And they're not warm and fuzzy about you or your children or your grandchildren. They're going to implement a new world order and global economy, attack our individual sovereignty because they can't afford to give that to the rest of the citizens of the world, so they're going to take ours from us. And as a part of their grand plan is to drive us into poverty and into debt so that our future generations are forever trying to hit that treadmill to pay off what these people have wasted over the past several years. Am I right?
Yeah.
You know, the beautiful part about this crowd is that I know that a lot of you all have never attended something like this before. That you all are out here in protest for the first time. How many of you are out here attending something like this for the first time? Acknowledge yourself, would you? Look at you. Now, the hard-working middle class, upper middle class, lower class, economically, everybody's affected by this. And they aren't going to let up. They have computers that'll process 1 billion bytes of information a second. They saw this coming. They see this coming. It's like Willie Sutton discovered the combination of the United States Treasury and opened up the doors in broad daylight and are hauling it out by the truckload. And the burden's on you. The working men and women and the retirees whose pension funds and wealth has evaporated. Half the wealth on the planet evaporated in this when they absconded with all that money. And they're not suffering. These bankers who took those money, they're not suffering. They don't have to worry. They got millions. And you're out here trying to wonder how to pay for your prescription medicine if you don't skip meals the next month. It's a sad situation, but there are things. I just take a couple more minutes, but let me say this. There is a solution. Our founding fathers, when they made that Constitution, gave us the right to what I call an artificial revolution. Every 4 years, every 2 years, every 1 year, it's called the electoral process. And let me tell you, that it's nice that you've come out here today, and I just applaud the heck out of you for doing that. But things like this is not going to change things. What is going to change things if you come out tomorrow or the next day and the next day, and not just get involved in this next election cycle, but the next election cycle and the next election cycle until you get the election cycle that gives you what you need and want. And that's not fair weather patriotism, folks. You've got to be out there. You've got to stand on street corners. There are people here who stood on street corners by themselves. You know, it's not just me. There are other individuals around the state who have done that. But you know, we're in it until we get it. And you know, if it's going to happen, that's what's got to get you all motivated too. You know, folks, God bless you for being here. I hope you're the next election cycle and election cycle after that. Because if several of us have anything to say about what's going to happen in Kentucky, there is going to be a revolution in Kentucky. And let me tell you, it's not going to involve either the Democrats or the Republicans, because both of them are to blame for where we are right now. Don't let the Republicans hijack this movement. Don't let the Republicans hijack this movement. They are more responsible for it, because they're supposed to be the bastion against this. They're supposed to be the anchor against this. But they're not. They join with the Democrats to sell out the people and the principles that once made them a proud party. And then they put them on us. So let me tell you, I think personally, the path is the independent party, fire a shot across the bow of both the Democrats and the Republicans and tell them if they don't straighten up, they won't be there the next time either. So I appreciate your all's time. Listen, you got some fabulous speakers up here who are going to hit a lot of things that you need to hear. I'm on my way to Cincinnati to help plan the April 15th protest up there. I don't know how I got drafted into that, but the fact is that you have some fabulous people here. By the way, David, the MC here, deserves a round of applause too, because he's gotten up here and has just done a great job. You got some great speakers. Thanks again, Kelly. Thanks again, all you speakers. I appreciate it. Thanks to you all, and God bless you.